These, bueno, look at these.
Live, Robert.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to today's City Council meeting. I'm Mayor Pro Tem Robert Molina, in place for the Honorable Mayor Carrasco, who might not be in today, so I'll be facilitating the meeting today. First and foremost, before I start everything, I'd like to thank Ms. Jennifer Ruiz and Janine Bertuca for the beautiful St. Patrick's Day decorations and dressing it up real nice. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 2:02, March 17th, Tuesday, and I call this meeting to order. We have a full quorum, so we're good to go. Agenda item 2, invocation and pledge of allegiance. We have Mrs. Amy Kenning from the Emmanuel Lutheran Church to lead us off in our prayer, and then Councilman Pete Beltran will lead us off in a pledge of allegiance.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Kenning.
You know, before you say a prayer and ask God for things, I've always learned, I was always taught, that you should first give thanks. And I want to give thanks today to the Alice City Council for helping us at the back of the food pantry with the paving of the alley. They've done a lot of work back there because of water line breaks and sewer issues. And it's always been an issue at the food bank because we serve about 150 people a week. And there's lots of cars that go through there, and there's always potholes. Well, we're all so excited about this Wednesday. We're all going to get there at 6, so we're ready to go right at 8 and drive through on the new pavement. So I'm giving thanks to you and giving thanks to God for your kindness.
Amen.
This time. Let us bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we gather today to ask for your guidance over the Alice City Council meeting. Please grant these leaders the wisdom to work together in unity, keeping the betterment of our community at the heart of every decision. Help them to make sound decisions and develop strategic plans that will allow Alice to grow and thrive as a productive hub for the South Texas. We ask for a spirit of patience and humility, that each member may respect the opinions of others, even when they don't agree. Finally, bless their efforts to collaborate with other government entities, strengthening our city, Jim Wells County, and the state of Texas. May everything done here today serve the common good. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kenning.
I direct your attention to the flag. Place your hands over your heart. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pete.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Kenny.
Thank you, Ms. Kenning, for that beautiful prayer. Okay. On to agenda item number 3, public comments. There are no public comments, correct? Okay. Agenda item number 4, presentations. 4.1, presentation and discussion of the community grant application submitted to the Office of Monica de la Cruz for 2027.
And Mayor Pro Tem, we're going to have our directors present on this, and we also have representatives from Congresswoman de la Cruz's office here that have been instrumental in kind of guiding us along the way to get these grant applications going. But we'll start with Chief of Police on his grant
Awesome. Thank you.
application.
Good afternoon, Chief.
Mayor Pro Tem Molina and members of the council, our city manager, and our city attorney, thank you all for having me here today. First and foremost, on behalf of the Alice Police Department, thank you to Councilwoman Monica de la Cruz for all that she's done for us. Truly appreciate everything she does, and we will give it back. Thank you. So we are, as the Alice Police Department, our renovation projects are always ongoing, and so a couple of years ago, we submitted one grant that we received, and this is a different grant for $200,000 to renovate the front of the building, in which we have. So now we have the rest of the building, which is the Alice Police Department, that we're looking to renovate to hopefully pick it up to standard or get it up to standards to where we need to be. We want to have a new patrol room. We want to fix our kitchen area. We want to have a conference room. We want to have a booking room specifically for our people that when we arrest, we want to have an area where we can go and do the intoxilizer machine. So all of this is so important for us. So we have applied for a grant, and we put this grant together, and with the help of Desiree and also the finance office, we put this grant together, and we're applying for $572,000, I believe. That is what our project is going to cost us, and I may be wrong on the numbers, but I know it's $570-some thousand.
Okay.
And please forgive me because I don't have the exact total right now, but it's 572, something like that. So we're eager to apply. We're hoping that we could receive this grant because it'll go into our department, give our officers the building that they deserve, that they merit, and that they've worked hard for. And that's what we've applied for, and we've received some bids. We've taken some pictures. The mayor also was instrumental, so we were able to put this together and get it out. And hopefully we can have some luck this year and really get this grant approved and move forward with renovating the police department that so desperately needs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
And as
Patrick says he's here, but he's not down here yet.
okay.
Hi, Demetrio. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks. Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, City Manager, City Attorney, City Staff, good afternoon. As far as it has to do with water, our project consists of, 3 planned investments. And the 3 investments that we're looking at for a total of $5 million would be the reshaping of the existing shallow footprint at Lake Finley, also to deepen some of the shallow areas, anywhere from 5 to 24 feet. This is going to help with impoundment, actually impounding what we're having to purchase from Lake Corpus Christi and the city of Corpus. The second one is reuse water from the South Wastewater Treatment Plant. We're going to produce a type 1 water. That's our goal, a type 1, so we can use that for irrigation on the south side of town. We're looking at some homes going up, so we're looking to using that reuse water for that. The third one is the construction of a third well. The third well is a freshwater well that'll put us at or above our average flow for the city of Alice. I'm really excited about that. Again, we're looking at a well that's going to be drilled on city property, and it'll help us in 3 ways. Number one, if Lake Corpus ever runs out of water, we can pump directly to our lake for impoundment for storage. We can pump directly to distribution as well, or to our holding pond. So those are the options we have there. Any questions?
And just for clarification, we have our first well producing. The second well is almost about to come online, and those are brackish wells, and so they're running through the RO plant. This third well we plan should be a freshwater well, maybe to the 500 to 800,000 gallons a day. And like Dimitri was saying, it would be a multi-purpose well, something that we could pump directly in with a little chlorination blend with our system. If Lake Corpus Christi does run dry, and Lake Finley would run dry because of that too, we want to keep our surface plant operational. And so we needed to pump some water into there just to keep it operational. We could pump a couple 100,000 gallons a day. So it'd be really a multi-purpose well that we would really need to completely be, drought resistant and have an uninterrupted water supply. We're getting there with our 2 brackish wells, but this gives us a lot of reassurance if we're able to get this third well. Resizing Lake Finley is very important. It's real shallow. It evaporates quite a bit. So we buy water, we pump it in there. It is an impoundment for us, and a lot of it evaporates. So resizing is very important to hold water for a pretty good amount of time. So
When you say resizing, are we going down, or are we going?
we'd have to, we'd find the right ratio of depth, but we're thinking it's about the 25-foot depth, and then resizing it to be a lot smaller footprint than it is. I mean, there's some places it may be, 4 or 5 inches deep, and it just gets further out, so that evaporates pretty quickly.
Okay.
How deep is that well gonna be?
We're looking
A
at
third
500,
well?
600 feet, 800
Yeah.
maybe at the most?
It could be about 800 feet. Wouldn't be too deep. It'd be fresh water, but you know, we're it's not going to be so much pulling so much that it would affect anybody around us. Unlike, you know, the 2 wells that we're pulling quite a bit from those. We'll be pulling quite a bit from those deep wells, but they're 2,000 feet in a different aquifer. This would be the Evangeline aquifer that we're pulling in the Goliad sands.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Patrick's going to talk about their request on the fire side.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Chief, how are you doing?
So for our grant application, what we applied for was a $4 million, I believe. Want to make sure.
Yes.
$4 million for a new building, and that is to replace our Station 3. As you guys know, we're in Station 3 right now, but it's a makeshift building. It doesn't quite meet all the needs that we need.
Where's Station 3 at?
That's the one over on Stadium.
Okay.
And it's a emergency operations center, training center,
That's what I figured,
and a temporary station. So our plan is to we've got a couple different options. It's very preliminary because we don't have the funding yet, so a lot of the real specific details aren't made out yet. But in general, it's a station, possibly on current city property or maybe on some additional property that we can acquire later. So we kind of left it open just in case we don't know exactly how much will be approved if we get approved. So some of that will dictate what we're going to do with that building. But right now we do have some architectural designs that kind of gave us that number. We feel that we can be within that number on that building, and we have the documentation. It's in the application. You can see the concepts and what we're looking at building out there. But it does include a complete fire station with training center and emergency operations center upgrades.
So what about, I guess, the location? I know that the city's kind of grown in a direction. Are we going to put it in a direction to accommodate customers on this side, or?
Yeah, so
Would-
this would not be an additional station, it would be replacing a station. So what we already have on the east side of town, it would
Yeah.
be to support those operations.
Okay.
So, yeah, it would be somewhere in that general vicinity if we needed to move to another location. It would be in that vicinity, somewhere on that side of town.
Okay.
We don't know exactly where. We have a couple different ideas that we're kind of kicking around. Again, funding kind of dictates that, right? If we had unlimited funding, we could go out and purchase property and put it exactly where we need it, but we don't have that. So depending on what the funding looks like, that'll depend on where that needs to be, what we can afford to do.
Well, I know that in the past you showed us a graph where it has the 3 circles of each area, so it would be within that circle.
Correct. Yes, we
You know,
would have to
'cause you
make
have
sure
the
that.
radius.
And there's a couple things that kind of dictate that. One is response. We want to make sure we can get there fast
Right.
enough. But also our insurance ratings. That is a big factor in those decisions as well. We want to make sure that we have the right coverage to make sure that the people in those areas get their insurance rating as low as possible.
Great, exactly. Thank you.
So so the idea is the the goal is to replace that building.
So it wouldn't quite replace the building. We would repurpose the building.
Got it.
We are restricted on what we can use that building for. So we're not talking about demolishing it or doing anything. We can't do anything like that because of the way that building was acquired.
Right.
But we can expand the uses of the property. And we had to jump through some hoops with the Texas Historical Commission to make sure that we're allowed to do certain things. That's who regulates our deed of trust or with that property, how we acquired it. And so we reached out to them, we talked to them, we had some meetings with them. They actually came out and inspected it. They do that from time to time to make sure that we're using the building the way we said we were going to use it, and we've passed all of our inspections, and that's been we checked that box to make sure that we weren't going to be in violation of anything that we said we were going to do with that building. But again, the plans in here are that the set of plans in here do fit on that property. Doesn't necessarily mean we're restricted to that. We left the grant kind of open-ended to tell them it's going to be on that side of town. It's going to meet those same needs. If another property did come up that would make more sense to us, we have that option to be able to do that.
How big is that lot, that big
Yeah.
area?
I don't remember the exact acreage of that lot, but the plans in here have it on the corner of that There's a little grassy area on
It
that
says
corner.
10,483 square feet. That's for the new.
That's the
plan.
size of the building.
Oh, the size of the building. Your folder's over there, the folder has all the
This
stuff.
one?
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if
Should
it's
be
gonna
in
have
there.
the actual acreage of that property. But
There's plenty of room to expand.
Yes,
it.
what we did is we reached out to an architectural firm that do ArcConnect design and build, and so they came in and it's a free service that they provided for us. They came in, they surveyed the site to make sure it would work. They told us what size could fit on there, and then they gave us some general cost estimates on what it would cost to build something there, based on the current rates of what it takes to build. It's all conceptual. It's not we don't have a set of plans or anything like that. All that could change. We could move things around as needed, as funding dictates as well. If they only gave us $2 million, we'd have to find a way to make it work with $2 million, right? We did have plenty of meetings with the Congresswoman's office as well to make sure we weren't asking for too much, and that's the magic number that they told us would.
There's no match, right?
No, there isn't a specific. They haven't said yes or no to a match.
Oh, sure.
So it's open conversations that
It's
we've
cool.
had.
It's all right.
Well, I
We
know
try to
that-
leave it as flexible as possible, right?
Right.
And we're ranking the three projects in order, with the water project being ranked number one, the police department, the fire department being ranked number two, and the police number three. So when we send them in, we're letting them know how we're ranking them as far as our preference of funding. If the funding is more limited, then we'll allow for all these.
Right.
And it follows. There's a lot of hoops to jump through to be able to get it funded and appropriated, and so we're.
Right.
And just so you'll know, it's not that we think one is more important than the other, but a lot of that decision was based on how we think the funding will be. And right now, water's a big hot topic, right?
Yeah.
Not just with us, but all over the state. And so that a project like that has a very good chance
Yeah.
of being funded. So you got to kind of take that. We're not saying that the fire department or police department is more important or the water. It's just a matter of the way the funding is and what
Of
the time
course.
it looks like. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure.
Are you winking
Yeah.
at us?
Yeah. Chief's over there.
In my opinion, I think fire is the most important, right? But
Well, you
but
need
no,
water to put out
realistically-
fires, so
Yeah, we
you
do need the water.
You need
so-
your law enforcement to help you with.
But
the-
yeah, just to be that's how we kind of came to that
Yeah.
decision. That played a factor.
I got you, Patrick.
All right, good.
I
Well, I know
appreciate
the
it.
fire department. You have your Texas Fire Department, Texas
So
forest fire.
we did include that in our grant application.
Okay.
We did highlight that and some of those numbers. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head right now, but when we were looking at it, we hadn't really put those numbers down on paper. But when me and the city manager were talking about it, it was some pretty impressive numbers. I want to say it was like 300 first responders have been through our city in 2025.
Between the
No,
air
not
assets
ours.
and the ground. Air assets are at the airport right now, and yeah. So,
Well, I know that, around this time of year, when the weather's like this, windy and stuff, you have law enforcement, you have fire departments from all across, the state coming here to Alice to station here, right? I mean,
Yes, and they use our facilities for their
Yeah.
briefings and for their
Yeah,
coordination.
exactly.
And so that was highlighted in this grant
Good.
application. We do when those different agencies come together and they meet here, we do have to have a place to be able to coordinate all that stuff. And so it is needed, and we did make sure that we included that. Like I said, some of those numbers you'll see some of the numbers if you go through
yeah,
the
I was
application.
looking at it.
They're pretty impressive numbers. I didn't really realize how much they're using it, and it's growing. They're using this more and more. Our location is ideal.
Right.
There's even talks about some more permanent locations that may be coming to town, so that would be a benefit to our community.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Chief, appreciate it.
Thank you, Patrick.
Is that it? Michael, is that all?
oh yeah, you guys want to? Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Council, for having us today. The Congresswoman is excited to be able to continue to support the city of Alice and its endeavors. I know that, the last couple of years she was able to bring $1 million for a water project, and she's just very excited to have these three projects now she can continue to try to provide funding for if they're selected. Mayor Carrasco was able to attend the South Texas Days early in February, and that was a great opportunity to learn much about the community project funding process, as well as to obtain contacts of who we work with and they can work with on a day-to-day basis, should they be chosen for funding for these projects. As well, we recently had a Alice resident, a Command Sergeant Major John Herring, attend the President's State of the Union address. There he was able to learn more about the President and the inner workings of some of the tax programs that have been recently approved and signed into law, as well as he was able to talk about his experiences as a Command Sergeant Major who had over 28 years of honorable service in our military. Congresswoman is glad to continue to improve and obtain results for South Texas across the board, where she has been able to help over 700 constituents with issues they had with federal agencies, as well as bring in over $15 million throughout the district to our stakeholders. Thank you again so much for your time today, and we look forward to serving you.
Okay, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Okay, we're good? Okay. Thank you for that presentation. On to agenda item number 5, consent agenda. 5.1, discuss, consider, and act upon approval of city council minutes for the February 17, 2026 city council meeting.
Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion to accept the minutes as stated or
Okay.
as written.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay. Agenda item 6, individual consideration. 6.1, discuss, consider, and act upon a resolution that denies an increase in revenue and a change in rates proposed by CenterPoint Energy Resources Corporation, DBA CenterPoint Energy Entex, and CenterPoint Energy Texas Gas. Authorizes continued participation in the Texas Coast Utilities Coalition of Cities, representation of the city by special counsel intervention and proceedings related to CenterPoint Statement of Intent, and requires a reimbursement of municipal rate case expenses.
And this is the standard, this is, however long you've been here, Robert, this is, this is like the 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th. This is our standard GRIP resolution, and just for the public, what this is that CenterPoint is entitled by statute to try to defer their infrastructure cost or infrastructure improvement cost to the consumers. And so they have to go through this process where they file the notice, file the application to spread those costs to the consumers, and we have an opportunity to object to those costs. And that portion of the statute, and it says here in the resolution, that portion of the statute is called the GRIP portion of the statute. And so that's really all we're doing. We're saying, hey, look, CenterPoint, we're going to object to this, and you really don't have to ask questions. Mr. Garcia is here from CenterPoint. Generally, their position is they encourage we go ahead and file this resolution, even though they're the ones asking for the increases, because it gives an opportunity to review everything. And so, recommendation staff is that we go ahead and we approve the resolution and just head on down the road.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Beltran?
I'm good.
Ms. Bowen?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Garza?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, if there's no further questions, I'll entertain a motion on the resolution, 6.1.
Mayor, make a motion that we consider the resolution to deny as stated.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. 6. Okay. Agenda item 6.2, discuss, consider, and act upon ratification of a contract between the City of Alice and the International Association of Firefighters, Local Number 4102, for the period of fiscal year 2026 through fiscal year 2029.
Mayor Potema, that's for you guys to table this. We're still not completely ready for that. We haven't had a response from the fire department yet on a few things.
Okay.
Or not the fire department, the association.
Mayor, make a motion to table the agenda item 6.2.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Agenda item 6.3, discuss, consider, and act upon entering into a lease agreement with Turf and Soil Management for the lease of Baroness Model LM 315 GC 403 mower with rear roller assembly for use at the Alice Municipal Golf Course, authorizing the city manager to sign any and all documentation, all documents necessary. Hey Jay, how you doing?
Yes, we need a new greens mower.
Okay.
So I did a little bit of research before actually going with this Baroness mower. So this is not going to have a hydraulic system. It's going to be a cable system. So less chance of leaking hydraulic fluids onto the greens and things like that, right? So, and the reason that we went with a lease agreement is because I checked with some of my friends that are in the same industry, and it seems like they get a new greens mower every 3 or 4 years. So instead of us, spending all that money all at once, I just decided that it should be better if we go with a lease, and then every 4 years, every 3 or 4 years, we just get a new one. We use the greens mower every day. Pete can attest to that.
Yeah, everything.
But because he lives right by the golf course, so he hears them, right? So I just think the service behind this, the company that sells it, they have a real good service guy. So I checked with Larry Lotta, which he's the green superintendent at River Hills, and he goes, Jay, you won't have any problems with this guy. This guy, you call him today, he'll show up tomorrow, he'll fix your issues, and you'll be good to go. So I just figured it would be the best thing for us, less maintenance for Theo.
All right.
He has other things to worry about too, right? So I just figured it made more sense.
Seems like it's smarter to lease it than to purchase it, right?
Yeah,
You get to save your money.
for sure. And then every 3 or 4 years, we just get a new one.
Good.
And also the blades are better. It's a better quality blade.
Yeah, I was looking at the picture. It's got like 2 blades
It's a 3-blade system.
at the middle and the 2 the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Garza, any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's very important to keep it looking nice, because that's why people want to keep coming, right? And make your job easier with reliable equipment, so.
Yeah, and also just to kind of give y'all a heads up, the fertigation system that y'all approved through the federal tax funds, that is really helping. So that system is already in place and is actually functioning. So actually now the water that is being put onto the soil is bacteria-free.
Wow.
And it also has a softener.
Nice.
So what that will do is that will release the nutrients to the plant immediately. So this growing season should be a lot better. So and we're already seeing that. We're getting more play and people coming from all over. So
Yeah, I've seen little kids and I've seen everybody there. It's always packed. So
yeah,
whatever you're doing a good job.
We're still in the black, right?
good things are happening.
We're okay.
Tremendous.
I just have one question.
Okay, one question.
Maintenance is included in the lease agreement? Or how does that
Not
work?
maintenance, but any
Parts,
something breaks down on it.
major,
Warranty.
It is covered.
a warranty?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, all right. If there are no further questions, I'll hear a motion on item 6.3.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, I
Thank you,
make
Mr.
a motion to, 6.3. To enter into a lease agreement with Turf and Soil Management for the lease of a, Baroness model that is stated in the agenda.
Okay,
I'll second it.
a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Agenda item 6.4, discuss.
And Mayor Pro Tem, excuse me, if we could open 6.4 through 6.9, they're all related, they're all similar, they're just resolutions for grants that are going to be under the police department. We were considering putting them on consent agenda, but we did not, we put them on here, but if you could open them all at once.
6.4 through where?
6.9.
Okay.
A lot of reading.
Okay. Okay, I'll open 6.4 and all the way to 6.9. 6.4, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the Office of the Governor A, authorizing city manager to sign and submit grant application 4377505, titled Operation Lone Star FY 2027 to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Homeland Security Grants Division for funds available for the fiscal year 2027 Operation Lone Star OLS Grant Program for overtime costs for increased patrol and for fire EMS equipment. B, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. C, designating the finance director as the grantee's financial officer. D, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And E, providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse to the office of grant funds, that the city will return all funds to the office of the governor. Agenda item 6.5, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the office of the governor. A, ratifying the submittal of Homeland Security Grant Program application number 3921508, titled Jim Wells 2025 Operation Stone Garden, for overtime for the police department. B, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. C, designating the finance director as a grantee's financial officer. D, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And E, providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse of grant funds, that the city will return all funds to the office of the governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice. Hold on, let's see here. Sorry, my screen is jumping around. I don't know why this. No, that's fine. It's just jumping around here. 6.5, right? Where did I leave off? E, right? Providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse of grant funds, that the city return all funds to the office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Homeland Security Grants Division. Okay, 6.6, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the Office of the Governor. A, authorizing city manager to sign and submit grant application number 5742601, titled Project Safe Neighborhoods Grant Program FY 27 to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division for funds available for the Alice Police Department. B, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. C, designating the finance director as a grantee's financial officer. D, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And E, providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse of grant funds, that the city will return all funds to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety, Criminal Justice Division. 6.7, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the Office of the Governor. A, authorizing the city manager to sign and submit grant application number 5391302, titled Violence Against Women Justice and Training Program FY 2027 to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division for funds available for the program year 2027 for the Alice Police Department. B, committing the required 30% cash match. C, designating the finance director as a grantee's financial officer. D, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. E, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And F, providing assurance in the event of loss or misuse of grant funds, that the city will return all funds to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division. 6.8, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the Office of the Governor. A, authorizing city manager to sign and submit grant application 564-2001, titled FY 2026 Bullet-Resistant Components for Law Enforcement Vehicles, to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office for funds available to the Alice Police Department to purchase to equip motor vehicles used by peace officers with bullet-resistant components. B, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. C, designating the finance director as a grantee's financial officer. D, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And E, providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse of to the Office of Grant Funds, that the city will return all funds to the Office of the Governor. Agenda item 6.9, is the last one, right? Discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution revising additional requirements from the Office of the Governor. A, authorizing city manager for the submission of grant application number 5625701, titled Enhancing Digital Forensics to Support Counterterrorism Efforts and Border Security, to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Homeland Security Division, for funds available for the Border Crisis Response NPA FY25, supporting border crisis response and enforcement for the Alice Police Department. B, commitment to provide all applicable funds. C, designating the city manager as the city's authorized official. D, designating the finance director as a grantee's financial officer. E, authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate a grant on behalf of the city. And F, providing assurance that in the event of loss or misuse of grant funds, that the city will return all funds to the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just a quick synopsis on 6.4 through 6.9. So 6.4 is a current grant that we currently have. We're asking for an additional $570,968 for a resolution for 6.4. For 6.5, we're looking for $45,000 for overtime. That is also a grant that we currently have. We're looking for next year. 6.6 is also another grant for overtime. That's for $40,000. 6.7 is also a grant that we currently have. We're applying for 2027. That's for the family violence. That's for $63,000. On the equipment, this 6.8 has already been approved, and that's for $64,000. That's for armor, bulletproof armor for our units, and that's for $64,000. And then the 6.9 is for $53,000. That's through that's another grant that we're applying for. These are resolutions that we're requesting at this point in time.
Mr. Beltran, any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good. Mr. Garza?
We're good.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. If there are no questions, I'll take a motion. Is it one by one?
You can do it at once. I would say call them each one.
Okay, on agenda item 6.4, do I hear a motion?
Mayor, make a motion to adopt resolution. Let's say.
Okay, a second?
Aye.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I hear a motion on agenda item 6.5?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to accept as stated.
Okay, I hear a second?
Let's be
Adopt.
clear, we're requesting that we adopt the resolution.
Oh, correct.
Because discuss, consider, and act upon adopting the resolution.
Okay,
Let me rephrase that. I make a motion to accept adopted
There you go.
resolution as stated.
perfect. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, motion passes. Agenda item 6.6, do I hear a motion?
Mayor, make a motion to accept the resolution as accepted.
Okay, I hear a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay. Agenda item 6.7, I hear a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to accept the adopted resolution as stated.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Agenda item 6.8, hear a motion.
Mayor, make a motion to consider the resolution as accepted.
Adopt, right,
Adopt, yes, yes, sir,
as stated.
as stated.
Okay, I hear a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, okay. Motion passes. Agenda item 6.9, do I hear a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion to adopt the resolution as stated.
Okay, I hear a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, okay,
Aye.
motion passes. Okay. Agenda item 6.10, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting an ordinance for budget amendment allocating funds for line items attached to to enhance and upgrade existing sports facilities or fields with adjoining parks, kickball fields, golf course improvements, including fencing for public safety, authorizing the demolition of municipal swimming pool due to safety concerns and deteriorating conditions of the neighborhood facility swimming pool, restrooms, and concession stand for a neighbor facility, and 4th of July celebration.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'm going to have Mike Chapa and Jay Garcia come up also as we go through these. And if you recall, back in September, we were talking about this at length on what we were going to do with some of the sporting fields and fields at the parks. And we allocated some money, and we talked about, in 6 months, we may come back and look for a budget amendment to do some more updates and upgrades. And we're actually 6 months to the dot. We were talking about that in September. Now we're March, so we're looking at it. And first, we'll start with the 4th of July celebration. This is, a big one, 250 years, and we have the outfit that's helping us at the multi-use center. Going to be kind of like additional staff to organize kind of more or less a 2-day event out there. That's going to be a Friday and Saturday. And what we're looking for is about $50,000 to allocate from the hot funds for the 4th of July celebration. One thing to note that there will be fireworks, but they're not going to be part of anything that we're going to fund. They're going to be privately funded out there on that. And so I know your spreadsheet shows fireworks, but it's not. It won't be included in what we finalize as far as a budget. And there'll be a carnival. There'll be several things out there for those 2 days, the Friday and the Saturday. And the other thing we're looking at on the parks and athletic fields is continuing what we're doing on what we call on our budget, the neighborhood facility, kind of the Southside Park, if you will, and adding some more playground equipment out there. There's a lot. We added that one piece of playground equipment, and there's people there all the time using that, and it's been a real big hit. But what we want to do is add the new playground equipment that we added at Anderson Park, the same equipment out at the Southside Park, and some renditions are on there in your agenda. Also want to add the zip line. The zip line's been a real big hit at Anderson Park, and the adding a concession and some restrooms. There are no restrooms out there, but in combined with the restrooms, adding a concession when we have the tournaments and things that are going to happen at that soccer/football field that's getting redone. We're looking at, on that part of it, and it may add up to what you have on there. There's some quotes on there, but we roughed the numbers roughly to be about $100,000 for playground equipment, about $300 for the concession and the restrooms. The zip line's about 83 or 87,000. We rounded that up to 100, and then the pool demolition would be about 50,000. So that'd be about altogether 550,000, plus between kickball and Zeke Mora, making some updates to those fields as far as safety or fencing, and that's in the $50,000 range that we're looking at, and adding some more bleachers. There's a lack of bleachers in all these areas, so adding roughly about 100,000 for that, which totals about 700,000 on a budget amendment for the park and athletic field line item. And then we're also looking at golf course improvements as far as mainly fencing and maybe some additional upgrades out there. But Jay, you want to talk about that fencing real quick on what you're looking at?
Can I interject? Again, that we can't spend money on whether it's 2 days or not, we can't spend money on a 4th of July celebration. The way I understood it was that we were improving facilities to allow people to utilize these facilities for certain things, and one of those things might be the 250th celebration. But we can't spend, whether it's a 2-day event or not, you've got to do the Texas two-step. You've got to have, it's got to put heads in beds, and you've got to meet one of the requirements. And even though we changed the statute, it didn't change it to say that we could do it to have, and I understand the fireworks are going to be paid by a private individual, but that's sponsorship of,
And we'll really look at that on some of the things that aren't going to include what you're talking about. But
I'm telling you that we can't vote on it as a celebration.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we can remove that from, the request won't be that right now, but we'll really look at what we can do on that, but still be looking at these additional 2 requests here. Jay?
For the parks,
Yes.
athletic, and the golf. Okay.
Yeah, so basically the fencing is to keep all our work that we're doing, all the improvements that we're doing on the golf course, to keep them under control, right? So what we're seeing right now is there's too many people accessing the golf course that are, number one, not playing golf, and number two, playing golf without actually going and signing in
Paying.
and paying. So, and there's so many golf carts now that some of these people that are going on the golf course are not even playing golf. They're just driving around, picking up golf balls, just driving everywhere. Motorcycles are getting onto the golf course, and they caused some damage last year. And so we need to eliminate that and get that under control. So I think the fencing would really improve that, and it'll keep some animals too out. We really don't need hogs to come onto the golf course like they used to, right? So we've been lucky that they've kind of moved to other areas, but it won't be long before they could possibly come back. But I just think that if we could keep that under control, it would just enhance our facility like tremendously.
Is there an area that you're looking at for the fencing?
Probably all the way around. Probably towards the back, and can just be like a metal fencing, right? Just keeping animals and.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, what type of fence? Is it like a
Yeah.
chain link or?
Probably in the back, it would be like the square fencing
Field fencing.
to keep
Oh.
animals out also.
Uh-huh.
And then down Lincoln and Sunset, maybe like some type of a wooden fence to where it can still keep people out, but at the same time, they can still see the golf course, right? And the improvements, and keep people talking about it. And
Like a horse fence, or what do they call it?
yeah, maybe like a three layers of
Yeah.
wood or something. So we're
Oh, okay, 'cause
working on that.
that was my concern, people have really loved to see our golf course. I mean, they'll
Yes.
drive by just to go look at it, how pretty it is. And if you're gonna have something that obstructs the view, then
No,
get
no.
people to
I-
say, oh, I wanna play there.
But
I
you're,
don't
you're,
want that
you're
at all.
talking more in the areas where people can go back there and kind of like around Pete's Place or
Yeah.
that other back road, the back
Yeah,
streets.
and I've had to, talk to some kids, right? Some kids, I try to do it as educational as possible, right? Because some kids are young and they need to learn.
Right, yeah.
So they can enjoy the game and respect the game the rest of their lives, right? But
Like what,
at the
hole
same
4,
time-
right, or something? Or,
Yeah.
when I
we
was
have
13,
some people coming in that
they're parked there and
they just
playing.
driving everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
I've
It's
seen 'em.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm already getting some people complaining that do pay, and then people just come in and they just find.
We have to take care of our asset, that's ours. We put a lot
Oh,
into it. I mean,
absolutely.
you guys do, keep that bar up high, and that's why we're in the black, and that's why,
Yeah.
participation is,
Yeah.
there's people that come from Kingsville over here. I know a lot of people.
People,
All
people
over.
are coming
Cal Allen.
from, because they closed the Beeville course. So this Sunday we had, I don't know, like 25 guys from Beeville,
Wow,
and they're gonna come back.
it's crazy.
So
An hour away.
and that's why I'm there on weekends. Because the people that are coming from out of town, I want to make sure that I know that they're
Yeah,
Yes.
they're here and they're coming from out of town.
Right,
And
right.
we appreciate it, right? So, and we just get a lot of compliments. We had some people come from Corpus this last week and said they're going to come back. So
Good.
we just need to take care of our asset,
right.
our facility, and
Nothing wrong with
moving
that.
forward.
I agree. Thank you.
Okay.
And as far as parks, like city manager mentioned, we're back 6 months. We want to continue to enhance what we're doing. At the Old Boys and Girls Club, football field / soccer field is just coming along. So we're at a point where concession stand, restroom is really coming into play. We want to mimic some of the equipment we put over at Anderson Park, the zip line, the standalone playground equipment. The other facilities need bleachers, so, again, we come to ask, see what you guys think about, approving maybe some more of those funds.
I have one question, maybe Gabriel can answer this, or Vanessa. On our hotel motel tax funds, what's our balance right now? Are all the invoices are they already accounted for, or
A little over 3 million, 3 million.
we have about 3 million in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And are we still getting the same amount back? I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm guessing we're still getting about the same amount every month?
Year over year, so.
Year over year?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
But you're on the right track to be asking if it's increasing.
Yes.
due to these, yes.
Yes, thank you.
So we
Okay.
kind of do our homework. We look at what's coming in, what we're spending, and, you know,
Yes,
where we're
that's
at.
what
and we're trying to.
Thank you for
We're
doing
being very mindful of that.
due diligence on that.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You're-
I'm raising my hand there.
Sir, sit down.
Now, and to clarify, and what I would recommend is that to go ahead and allocate the funds, because there are things that we can spend the money on, but we need to sit down and see what we can spend it on as to what they're planning on doing. For instance, you know, I believe they're gonna have a band competition. Well, that's one of the exceptions where it's a promotion of the arts. And as long as we're promoting, you know, our musical heritage in South Texas, I mean, we're the birthplace of Conjunto, right?
Hanover.
And we're gonna wind up with at least one Conjunto band out there, most definitely, probably. And so as long as we're doing, if it's a competition or whatnot, that's clearly a event that supports the arts and whatnot, and that would meet one of the exceptions. And so we could do that, but we just have to look at it. And then in regards to marketing, how we're gonna do it, we just need to have the appropriate areas of how we're gonna get it done. So don't misunderstand. While I'm being a heavy and hostile about spending money, I think we need to go ahead and allocate it under that line item, and then we'll sit and see how we can spend it. Sure.
Well, you're just doing your job. I mean, you're just
I-
overseeing and oversight.
And
That's why
I
you're
see
there.
frowny faces when I.
No,
It's
no,
just like, you know,
We understand.
we
No,
just-
John, you have to be that person. That's
Yeah.
what you get paid to do.
That's
and,
right.
You know.
We appreciate that,
Appreciate
Mr. Lemon. Yes, keep us all in line.
Yes.
So the allocation would still
Or me.
be on the 50,000 to city sponsor promotion of the arts, like we were gonna request. And then, the additional, the allocation of the 700,000 for the, park and athletic field services, and then the 250 for the golf course, improvements would be the request.
Okay. Mr. Beltran, any questions?
The 250 for the golf course?
The golf course fencing and
Oh.
what the, yeah,
And-
what Jay talked about, and other improvements out there. It's an estimate on the fencing, we're just doing an estimate, right? It's 11,000 linear feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we need, and it's a need right now.
Okay.
Mr. Garza, any questions?
No, sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna be able to cut in
If
there.
there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion to act upon adopting an ordinance for budget amendment allowing funds for line items attached to continue, enhance, and upgrade existing, you have to, because we don't want to include the,
There we are.
Just for budget amendment, allocations in the amount of,
okay,
and so what's the amount?
and the amount of 700 for Parks and Athletic like that?
700,000.
700,000 for Parks and Athletic, 250,000 for golf, and 50,000 for
City sponsored of the
city-sponsored
promotion
events.
of the arts,
Yeah.
promotion, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
Very good.
Is there a second?
I'll make a second.
all right.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion passes.
Okay.
Agenda item 6.11 or 611, here status report on February 2026 month-end financial statements, summary of funds, and delivery of February 2026 check registers and quarterly investment reports.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Gabriel. How are you, sir?
Doing well, thank y'all.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you having
Got
us.
your clicker?
I got my clicker, I'm
Got
here.
your clicker? All right.
All righty, we'll go over the fifth month ending February 28th, 2026, and go over the high points. General fund revenues are $5,074,928. Our property tax budget was $1,542,800, and year-to-date, we've collected $1,798,145. On Exhibit B, it's our M&O and INS, and we have collected $4,993,590. Going back to sales tax was budgeted at $2.8 million, and we're showing $1,863,163 through December, so lacking the 2 months. Exhibit C is budget versus actual, and this includes the month of January. January's collection was $566,582, so just a little over $6,000 over budget. Exhibit D is our actual 2026 versus last year, and we were showing an increase of $156,226 at this point. And general fund expenditures, year-to-date, we have expended $5,433,365, roughly about 38% of our budget. Right now, we would want to be at about 42, so we're doing well right now. And our final slide is revenues over expenditures thus far. General fund, we're showing a negative $358,437, and of course, that's without the 2 months of sales tax. Solid waste, we're positive $135,809, and the utility fund, we're negative $388,830. So, do you have any questions?
Mr. Beltran? Ms. Bowen?
No, we're good.
Mr. Garza?
No, sir, not at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate
Thank you all.
it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For that 1 month.
Ron picks it.
All right, guys. Agenda item 7, adjournment.
Mayor, make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, motion passes. This meeting is now adjourned. It's 2:57, and thank you for attending. Appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Hey, Jay, appreciate it.